Hi there, this is Paige, who is Stamp Girl here on YouTube, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you the alternate cards that I made using the January 2020 paper pumpkin kit called I'll Be Yours. I'm doing this along with Deb, who is Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage here on YouTube. We each get paper pumpkin kits each month, and we both like to make alternate ideas. And so we often do videos coinciding with each other, showing our ideas. Now, this kit made 20 treat bags and 10 3x3 cards. I didn't follow the directions to make either of these projects, but I did make some other cards. But before I show those to you, I want to show you what I have left. I have a ton of stuff left. So, of course, the stamp set and the ink spot will be available for future use. I've got some white twine left. I didn't use the glue dots because I had other packages already open. I didn't use any of the 3x3 envelopes. And I used 2 of the 10 note cards, so I have 8 left. I used 10 of the 20 treat bags, so I have 10 of these left. They're printed on both sides. Excuse me. This is 1/2 of a note card that I saved. And this is one part of a bag I saved. These are some of the bags that I cut the tops off when I just used the decorative part. And I thought they were kind of cute, so I saved them. And if I can't come up with an idea, then I'll put it in the recycle bin. Otherwise, I'm going to try to come up with an idea for that. It came with sequins. I still have quite a few pink and purple ones left. I did use some pink and purple flower sequins from my stash that were also from Stampin' Up! So I used those up first and then dug into these. I have several hearts left, a solid red, 3 solid purple, and a floral purple. And then I have 2 sheets of these hearts left. I have a full sheet of the bees and little labels and circles. And I have another one that's almost all there except a bee is missing. And then on this one, all the bees are missing. And then I didn't use any of the little tags yet. So I've got a ton of stuff to work with for future projects. But let me show you what I did make. I got things falling all over the place here. Okay, I made some cards. So what I did is I went on to Paper Pumpkin Fan Club. It's a Facebook group anyone can join, and I cased a couple of card ideas that I saw there. This card was cased by Debbie from Debbie Henderson. She did something very similar to this. The only thing I did different is instead of using the yellow pre-printed bees, I turned my bead die cuts over and stamped it with ink. I also used Wink of Stella on the wings, and I used some of this Fun Stamper's Journey sparkle silk and just splattered some little sparkle droplets on the card front layer. And then I decided to make one in purple as well. And so I have this one, and the little Let's Be Friends is from the stamp set in the kit. Then I copied Deb Henderson again to make these cards, and again mine are a little bit different, but let me show you back in this box. I don't know if you noticed when I showed you my leftovers, but she was saying how she trimmed really close to the hearts so that she could get the negative part, and so that's what I did. I just took a ruler and drew a line really close between the purple and the pink hearts, thinking I was going to do more just like this, and then I decided not to. So but they're all ready to go if I change my mind on that. But so then I took the negative and then I layered behind it. I think what I used is Blushing Bride, excuse me, and then this other layer is Rococo Rose. Now I didn't have ink from either of those colors in my collection, so I used a Gina K Designs ink, but as it dried really pale. So you, like, I can see the flowers and the little heart and sentiment here, but otherwise it's really hard to see. And again, I went over the wings with Wink of Stella and just layered the colors on the inside. These two just have a white layer. And then I glued down all the bees flat except for this one. I popped that up with the mini dimensionals. And so I have one done in purple as well. So you can't see the flowers very well on that one, but that's what each of the hearts look like. And then this heart outline on the pink. Excuse me. So then I decided that I should probably get creative and come up with my own ideas. And so I made a couple of cards. Here I used some crumb cake cardstock. I used some more of the silk to splatter on. This is an embossing folder from Sizzix. This is some of the linen, scalloped linen ribbon from Stampin' Up. I just let the little scallop part show. This is one of the hearts that I popped up with dimensionals and some of the flowers. And then for the inside I just have white cardstock and a strip of the Rococo Rose. And then I made this one, the other half of the 8.5 by 11 cardstock piece cut in half. And here I just used the linen thread going across, 3 of the little flowers there, 1 there. I took one of the punched out hearts and I took this embossing folder. I don't know where it came from, but I just put the heart, I think I used this one right here. I just put the heart in this embossing folder behind this heart and ran it through my Big Shot. And so that part got embossed. And then I just made some little loops with some linen thread. And then pop that up with dimensionals. And just a plain white on the inside. I made 2 of these, one in pink and one in purple. And what I did is I cut apart a bag and slid it open, wide open, and I glued it onto some white cardstock just because the paper bag is really thin paper, really lightweight, almost like a text weight paper. And then I used my scallop mortar punch and punched the right edge. And then I took some little clear rhinestones, and on the design there's like a little crossed lines, and so in the center of those crossed lines I put some rhinestones. Then I layered one of the 3x3 card fronts onto some mint macaron cardstock. And then again I took my border punch and just slid it into there. I think it measured to about there. And punched it on all 4 sides like that, and what I got was a layered square with a scallop square in the center. And then I just added one of the hearts, put a bunch of little rhinestones on it, put some flowers and rhinestones in the corners, and then tied a double bow with the white string. And that's the inside. And the purple one is exactly the same. So then My next two cards were these, and they're a little different. Here I took the bag, opened it up, and kept it the full width. I just layered some mint macaron behind it, popped it up with craft foam, and I used this twine from the Stamps of Life. It seemed to be a color that went well with the hearts in the kit. This heart right here, when I punched all the hearts out, you're left behind with this little heart frame. And so I fussy cut the 4 heart frames and glued them together, stacked them and glued them together to make a 3-dimensional frame. And then I just put a heart here and then the frame on top. Added some of the flower sequins, some more of the little clear rhinestones. Popped the little bee up with mini dimensionals, put Wink of Stella on the wings, and just kind of fringed the ends of the knot. And I didn't do anything to the inside. So then I did the same thing in purple, just did it a little bit different. Just had it more going off to this edge. But here's the little bumblebee, and I see that I forgot to do his wings. I guess this isn't Wink of Stella, it's the Nuvo equivalent to Wink of Stella. Aqua Shimmer, Glitter Gloss Aqua Shimmer Pen. So then also from, well, it was here, also from the Stamps of Life, I used this twine, which matched really nicely with the hearts, and did the same thing, tied a knot and then fringed the ends. So then for these 2 cards, I followed a sketch from Operation Right Home, and so I took 2 of the bags and cut them apart to get the 4 rectangles and just laid them on the card front, made a little loopy nest thing behind the heart that's popped up with dimensionals, added some rhinestones, this time to the centers of the flowers and the center of these little loopy flowers here, and then the inside is just plain. And so I have one in pink and one in purple. And then my final card is this one. It's a card base I was going to use for a different idea and had changed my mind at the last minute. And so this card base, I just had splattered this sparkle silk on it. But this is one of the bags from the kit. And I just glued it onto some mint macaron cardstock and angled it on the card front. For You and this heart is from the stamp set in the kit. I just took a small piece of this and separated the little pieces on it because I didn't want a really thick knot to go through that those holes because this paper is so thin. And then I just tied a bow. And then a gift card or a tag or a little note can go inside, and I didn't do anything to the inside yet. So I had or have more ideas in my head, but I was just kind of running out of steam, so I have a lot left in this kit to continue on and make some more cards, or even to choose to do the as directed on the instruction sheet. So there you go. I'd like to thank you for joining me. I'll leave a link down below to Deb's channel so that you can check out her alternative projects. My mat keeps sliding down. And now I'm off to create.